Hey everyone. Yeah, it's snowy out here today. It's beautiful. I was just contemplating some things. One thing is how simple nature is. You go out and walk around in the snow in the woods, and it's just beautiful. Beautiful in its simplicity and its stillness. Everything's just okay out there. It's just okay. Then you think if you look at the news and things like that, it's easy to think that the world is in utter chaos. Utter chaos. It's easy to make that judgment that the world is in utter chaos. But what if I could challenge that judgment? What if I could say it's possible that the world is not in total chaos? Yeah, sit with that a moment. What if it's not in total chaos, but it's the way I'm seeing it? I see it through judgment. I see it through eyes in a mind that make judgment about what chaos is, about the definition of chaos. We define the events as chaos, but are they really chaotic as we think they are? Or are they possibly in synchronicity by something bigger than us that we really don't see unless we slow down, take the time, and look deeply at how life is going? Meditation helps me here. It teaches me to sit and look rather than judge, to follow my breath, to be focused, and sit and look rather than to make judgments, to see things as they are, not to see things as they are, not as this little this little self is, that's in the mind. See things as they are rather than as I am, you know? See things as they are. If I see things as they are, I learn that there's more to this big picture than these little things that disturb me. If I go to a mountain and put my nose up against the mountain, all I can see is maybe a foot around there, and I think that's the mountain. That little short-sighted space is the mountain, right? But what if I step back? What if I step back, way back, and look at it from a distance, and all of a sudden the whole concept of the mountain changes? It's not just that little spot, you know. When I can see the whole picture, it's beautiful. The mountain in the blue skies, and it's just awesome. Yeah, yeah. But I have to step back and look with soft, open eyes, rather than squinted, hard eyes that try to figure it all out. See, life isn't a problem that needs to be figured out or managed, for that matter. It just invites us to live, to let it live us. We don't see that if we're always in a rush, if we're always contending with what's here because of our judgments. We don't see the big picture. One thing I've learned through meditation is to be still, watch and look, rather than judge and interfere. I don't have to fix anything. I don't have to fix anyone. I'm not here to save the world. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not here. I don't have to fight. Don't have to contend. Don't have to fix things. Just to be is sufficient. To be at peace with what's here. To just be at peace with what's here. And peace isn't merely a feeling. Can I feel peace? Yes. I can feel peace. But it's better to be at peace with what I'm feeling than to feel peace. It's better to be at peace with the things I'm feeling rather than feel peace itself. And it's nice when you can have that, feel that peace. But there's something way deeper than the feelings, way deeper than the thoughts. There's this peace that's always present, just like it surpasses and transcends my understanding. This peace that surpasses, that transcends my understanding. Yeah. It's here all the time. Don't always see it, just like the air. I'm sitting in the air right now. It's still, and I don't feel that air. I don't see it, but I know it's here because I'm breathing and I'm not dead. Yeah. Peace is like that. It's always here. We might not always feel it, might not always see it, but it's not something that's impermanent. The feeling of peace is impermanent. The feeling of peace is transient, but the peace itself is not. There is that which is not transient, that goes beyond the feeling of it. Love, trust, hope, peace, joy. These things are not transient. Our consciousness of them is definitely transient. And that's why we need to stop, slow down, and look, because when we get in a rush, we miss so much. The old adage about stopping and smelling the roses, you know. When I go walking in the woods, I see a lot because I walk very, very slow. Mindfully, it's meditation for me to walk slow and to really sense what's there. And of course, there's people that are jogging there, and they run right by all this stuff, and they don't even know it. They don't see it. They don't feel it. They can't hear it, because their focus is the focus is on doing what they're doing as a means to an end, right? Yeah. They're trying to get somewhere, trying to be something. And they're in a rush to do it. And there's nothing wrong with jogging or running. It's good for the body. But it's better to slow down and see the big picture. Because if we're rushing and running, it's a lot like sticking our nose on that mountain. All we can see is the end, the prize, and it's a means to an end. There's an old Zen parable that talks about an archer who could shoot very skillfully and hit the bullseye every time. And then he was invited into a contest where there was a gold brass buckle that was going to be awarded to the winner. And having, instead of just shooting just to do it, he was shooting for this reward. And in all of it, he missed the target every time. He was shooting for the reward, doing it as a means to an end, rather than doing it by the grace that was given him that came from the inside. How simple it is if we just live life by that grace. We don't need to know everything. We don't have to do everything to get something or another. We can slow down. We can be still. Yeah. We can be still and still be. We can be still and still be. We don't have to be doing in order to be being. You see? When the doing comes out of the being, loving, that's skillful. That's skillful doing. When the doing comes from anything else, it's like that archer just missing that target. You can have the whole world and not have peace. And what good does that do you? What in the things that you do that are not done from that spirit of love, they don't last. They're so transient, so temporary. But being loving is our true nature. It's our innate nature. When we were born into this world, we were born without fear. There's no fear in love. We just trusted. We didn't have to know anything. We just trusted that we would be cared for, right? And then we were taught to fear. Then we were taught not to follow our heart or our conscience, but rather to follow the dictates of what the world defined as good and bad, right and wrong. I can remember this going on with me. I was very, very young. My conscience would tell me, no, don't do that. And the world would, the logic and the rational of the world would say, do it, you know. And I would do what the world was telling me to do rather than following my heart. The world taught me to defend yourself, to fight. My heart told me not to. Lao Tzu once said, no one can contend with the master because the master does not contend. No one can contend with the master because the master does not contend. Yeah. You see, the war doesn't start until somebody defends. Our safety is in our defenselessness. The Course of Miracles, I learned that from studying that. I study all kinds of stuff. But our safety is in our defenselessness. There is no war until I fight. There is no fight until I fight back. You see? Why do I fight? Why do I contend? Why do I fight? Why do I resist life as it is here and now? The problem isn't outside of me, it's inside of me. I'm the one taking offense. The anger is mine. I need to own it. If I'm angry, it's my anger. And it comes from the judgments I make about people, places, and things that are out that surround me. And I learn to make those judgments from my conditioning rather than my conscience. When we have a spiritual awakening, or what some call enlightenment, one of the things that happens is we abandon the rationale of a crazy world. And I'm not saying all rationale is wrong, but a lot of it rationale is just not serving me being loving. It's just not serving me being at peace. And why would I hold to it if it doesn't serve those things? Because if I'm not at peace, what good does anything else do? Do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? Huh? Yeah. But one of the cool things that happens when we awaken is our conscience comes back to life. It rises up and transcends that rationale to where we begin to know intuitively the skillful thing to be done. And sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes we will know intuitively that we need to do nothing but watch and check it out. It's another thing meditation taught me, not to pry, not to fix. So I'm standing on the corner of a street and I see two people arguing. And I decide to get in the middle of it. Solomon said, if I get in the middle of it, it's like taking a dog by the ears. I get bit. But what if I didn't get in the middle of it? What if I didn't try to fix that? What if I just watched how the argument arose, then the argument disappeared, all on its own, without me doing anything. And I begin to see this. I'm 63 years old now. And as long as I can remember, there were wars. And if there wasn't a war, somebody was talking themselves into a war. Wars and rumor of wars. Wars would happen, they'd rise up, and then they would end. And then certainly you could count on it, another one would rise up. And it would peak and it would end. All on its own. I didn't have to go out and fight in that war. I didn't have to go out and fight in that war. I could just watch it rather than participate in it. And I'm invited to participate in a lot of things that don't serve me being loving and peaceful. I'm invited to take staunch religious views. I'm invited to take staunch political views. I'm invited to to gossip. I'm invited to get in stuff that I have no business in. And what I learned to do is not make that my business. To be the witness of what's coming and going. I learned that things will turn over and over and over without me doing anything. Life can manage itself. It doesn't need me to manage it. What would it be like if everybody tried to manage life? Well, that's probably a big problem right now, is everybody is trying to manage life for the most part. And everybody has their own idea of the way life should be. But life isn't like that, you see. Life doesn't cater to all our ideas and notions of the way things should or shouldn't be. It rains out. The farmer blesses the rain. Those who are going to have a picnic curse it. People get divorced. People marry. People die. And these things are just life happening to be happening. I don't have to get into the things. I don't have to get all wrapped up and tied up in those things. There's an old story, and I've told it many times, of a Chinese farmer. He lived in a little village, and he had some horses and his family there. And the villagers, of course. One day, a couple of his horses broke through the gate and ran away. And the people in the village said, "That's horrible, you poor guy." And what the farmer did, all he did was say, "Well, we'll see. And then the next day came. And those horses had picked up some other horses. They were kind of fooling around, horsing around, so to speak. And they came back, not with 2 horses, but many horses. Okay, so now you got all these horses, right? You got all these horses. And all the villagers go, "That's great. Look what happened. You've got all these horses now." And the farmer just goes, "Well, we'll see." Yeah, he's not making a judgment. He's just going, "We'll see." The next day comes, and his son is trying to break in these new horses, gets bucked off, and breaks his leg. And the people go, "Oh, that's horrible. That's just not right." And the farmer goes, "Well, we'll see." The next day comes, and the army comes through to sequester, to enlist people, to draft people into this war they're fighting. And they pass by his son because he has a broken leg. And all the people go, "Oh, that's wonderful." And the farmer goes, "Well, we'll see." And can I see from the story that if I'll just watch without making all these judgments, that life has the ability and does manage itself very well, that the synchronicity is always there. My consciousness of the synchronicity is not always there, but it is. I can read the news and make these judgments and go, the world's in chaos. But chaos has its place. And chaos to one person is not the same chaos to another person. As one once said, I'm trying to remember how it said, what the fly sees as chaos, the spider sees as normal. So we're a lot like that. One sees chaos, the other sees things as normal. What is chaos to the fly is normal to the spider, right? And we have both there. But things are always turning over. These things are always going in a cycle. And we can just sit back and observe all this stuff and see how it cycles out. In my experience, has been if I'll sit non-judgmentally and see the thing as a big picture over time rather than the little moment. My experience has been that life is benevolent, it's not malignant. My experience has been that what I see as chaos really isn't many times. And I have to abandon that idea. And if I don't abandon that idea, I don't have the peace. And my love grows cold. It waxes cold. If I see the world as being a bad place and in chaos. Just like that. I'm talking now, somebody calls me. Nothing wrong with that. Don't gotta take the call. But I could say that was interfering with what I should be doing, and it's really not. That call should have happened just then. The heater kicked on, and you're gonna hear that. That's okay. It's not interfering. It's part of life as it's happening to be happening. So can I trust? See, this is the big thing. Can I trust the benevolence of life rather than lean on my own understanding? Can I trust in the benevolence of life to direct me rather than lean on my own understanding? Solomon once said, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. Acknowledge him in all your ways and he will direct your paths. Well, I believe God is love, so I just substitute the word love. The word love, it really doesn't matter. The name doesn't matter. It's the essence that counts, huh? Yeah, and that's it, the essence that counts. But I can trust. Or I can lean on my own understanding. If I lean on my own understanding and I try to force things to go my way and direct the path, trouble happens. If I accept life on its terms, I don't have any problem. I don't have any problem with the phone ringing. I don't have any problem with the heater being kicked on in the middle of me talking. It's okay. It's all cool. Thus, trust transcends my understanding. My understanding is not solid ground. It's not true refuge. How could it be? Minds change all the time. And it's the nature of the mind to change. So knowledge is not a solid rock. Trust is. Trust will get me through. What I think will just mess the way up. If I'll just trust and go with the flow, flow will take me places that forcing never could. The flow will take me places that forcing never could. And life is always flowing. Can I trust that? Can I trust that I'm like a leaf falling in the river? Just let that river take me? I don't need to know where it's going. I don't need to know where it's going. The thing is, I'm in the river, and that's what counts. The river knows the way. All I got to do is stay in it, so to speak. But when I think I know when I think I know best, when I think I know things for sure, then is where the trouble starts. Lao Tzu once said, "A good traveler has no fixed plans, nor is he intent upon arriving." This does not mean not to make plans. It means not to have fixed plans, to where if life turns a different way, that you're so fixed or concrete or stubborn that you're in contention with it. Making plans is okay. Nothing wrong with that. But insisting that things go your way and as planned, you're setting yourself up for a lot of disappointment and resentment, because that life don't care what your plans are. God looks at your plans and laughs his ass off. Yeah. Has no fixed plans, nor is he intent upon arriving. Life is not a means to an end. Life is circular. It's not linear. Life is circular, not linear. There's more to life than that dash in between the date you were born and die on your tombstone. The thing with life is it always comes back to life. Consider that. The thing with life is it always comes back to life. It always resurrects. I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. Go ahead, kill me. Life always comes back to life. You can't kill me. Because life always comes back to life. Can I walk with that in my mind, in the light of that life always comes back to life? Can I witness that? Can I slow down, stop trying to rush around, trying to get the world to conform to what I think, and just watch life come back to life? Yeah, if I can do that, I begin to sense and feel that peace that's always there. I begin to sense and sense that love that's always there. I come back to my senses when I realize that life always comes back to life. Let's just stop there and chew on that a while. How life always comes back to life. May you be well, may you be at peace and safe. Namaste.